What is up, regulars? Today we're going to be working on a 2009 V6 Cayenne. We're going to be replacing valve cover gaskets, or gasket. This one's hemorrhaging oil, and it should be a pretty fun job. Got to remove the intake manifold, so we'll get 2 events in one video. Without further ado, let's do it. Alright, so when doing your valve cover gaskets, make sure to, I know it's more expensive, but make sure you order new bolts, because these bolts have a seal on them and it probably will leak if you use the old ones again. Alright, so at this point, there's a couple screws we need to remove. They're torx 30 right there. And in these little holes right here, there's a torx, and you're going to need a tool like this to get it. So we're going to remove these bolts, and then we're going to focus on decluttering all this stuff right here. And getting this out of the way. There's 2 more bolts right here, one back there and one right here. There's supposed to be a triple square. This vehicle has a socket, regular 6-point bolt on it, so hopefully we don't have to remove any coolant lines. I'm gonna try to do this without it. If I have to, I'll update you, of course. Alright. Get it on there. Alright, you're going to need a bit socket to remove this bolt right here. Good luck, have patience. So, push this forward, whole thing. Alright, pull the camera back real quick. So let's see if I could get up here and get this freaking bracket out of the way right here, see? Really close to your AC line, I don't like that.
Okay, right here there is a 14mm nut that's on the fuel line going to the fuel rail that you're going to have to remove. I'll show you once I get the intake manifold off.
I'm going to remove this pipe right here. And then back here in the back, just push these down and then wiggle it and pull. They should come right out. All right, now there's another pipe right here. Right there. You're gonna get your hand right up where it gets on the intake manifold. It's really in there. Here we go. Pull this out of the way. And behind that, oh, it just popped off right here. We need to make sure it goes back on. So anyway, there's just like this bolt right here. I can't see it. Right here, 10 millimeter triple square. There's one right here, and one directly in the back, right on here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but my finger's touching it. Alright, so we have the intake manifold off right now. One thing I noticed while pulling it off is you definitely want to get, before you get the manifold off, the 14 millimeter wrench right here in this fuel line and see if you can remove it. Because what happened with this one is the intake manifold pulled this out of the way and kind of bent this line a little bit, this hard line, which I think I'm still in business, but you could definitely accidentally break that. Alright, so at this point, we're going to remove these two 10 millimeter triple square XZN bolts. We're going to unplug all of our coil pack freaking doodads. I can't remember what they're called for some reason. Connectors. We're going to remove all these bolts. Alright, it should come off. There it is. That's really clean. Alright, here's the reboot valve cover for reference, where all of your bolts are. Alright, once you're this far in, this is the perfect chance to look at the health of your engine. So look at your cam shaft, all the lobes. Look for any scoring, scratching. Your engine should look pretty much like this one. Your chain back here should be nice and tight. Your little plastic follower should not have any cracks or chips in them. Your shouldn't have any like major gaps back here where the timing cover meets the head. Very healthy looking engine. I think this has what, 90,000 miles?
93.
93,000 miles. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the gasket in all the way, and then I'm going to put one bolt at a time in it. So all you got to do is just press it in, make sure it's firmly seated, and we're going to go all the way around. Make sure it's all the way in, not twist it. Just like that. Basically for these, the gasket needs to go past that ridge. So what we'll do is we'll lift it up, put the bolt through, then pop it in like that. And we'll do each bolt like that.
Each bolt should be held in place as well, right?
Yeah, every single bolt should be held in place by this gasket. Alright, so make sure you got your RTV in these back corners where the timing cover connects to the block or the head. And we're going to put these down and finger tight all the bolts.
I know. There's a smudge on the camera lens.
So what I like to do is But I'll get like 2 bolts finger tight. And now I'm going to take 2 of these coil packs
And I had audio issues.
to keep the valve cover aligned. Alright, and then we'll torque these to 7 foot-pounds.
Okay, so I torqued these down to 7 foot-pounds. I cannot find online a torque spec for these bolts, so please take that with a grain of salt. Also, 7 foot-pounds is not that much torque, so please be careful. You can very easily strip these bolts. They're steel bolts going into an aluminum head.
Alright. Don't forget that little bolt right down there. I'm still going to tighten it with my lovely little bit driver. You might remember this from the Cayenne Turbo valve cover video. Shout out. Alright.
From here on out, all you have to do is reassemble everything the opposite way of how you took it apart. It's not too difficult. It's also not easy. I would say it's about a 6 out of 10 on a difficulty scale. Just make sure all these old plastic clips and all these old plastic hoses don't break, and if they do break, replace them or see if you can fix them with electrical tape.
Alright.
And that's pretty much it. This is the first time I've ever done the valve cover gasket on a VR6 Cayenne, and I don't think it was too bad. It definitely was not easy. If you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, share. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments section. I know there's probably some things in this video I did not cover, but this is just to show you the gist of it and give you a pretty good example on what it would be like to do this yourself. Thank you guys.